Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you are having a fantastic weekend. In this video, I want to share a post-burn review of Kringle Candle, Rosewood, and Vetiver. This is a part of the Fall 2025 collection from Kringle Candle. There were only 6 fragrances released in the fall lineup. We definitely saw a lot of other fall fragrances in the Halloween collections that were released, but as far as like the regular fall core lineup, there were 6 fragrances this year. This is the first, I guess, real seasonal release here that we're getting where Country Candle is no longer a thing. So I feel like we are missing 6 fragrances from the fall lineup because of that. Part of me thought that maybe they would, beef up the classic jar fall collection, which is what this is a part of here, by maybe adding a few extra candles. But that being said, I don't think we're completely done with fall. Now, all of this is just speculation on my part, but typically what we see from Kringle when it comes to each season is that we see the core line that's released. Then we see some kind of special limited edition collection. So for example, with the summer, that was the Bottle Rocket and the Cherry Pie fragrance. Both of those were amazing, love them both. So we can probably see something like that. And then also probably a reserve collection. Usually each season we see some kind of reserve collection that is released. Sometimes, it's a couple of fragrances, sometimes it's 4 fragrances, sometimes it's even a little bit more. But yeah, I think there is still a possibility that we're gonna see a fair amount more when it comes to fall from Kringle. But I am just a little surprised that they didn't beef up the fall collection to begin with the removal of the Country Candle line. So anyway, all that being said, I do really like pretty much, and actually I would say borderline love, most of the fragrances that were released in the fall lineup. The super boozy whiskey one it's tolerable to my nose. It's not my favorite out of the lineup, but the other 5 fragrances I think are really lovely, and honestly, I've really enjoyed burning them. I wish there was more gourmand than just the apple rum cake and the velvet fig, but like I said, I've got my fingers crossed for some other more pumpkin-y, maybe cranberry gourmands still coming down the pipeline here. But this fragrance here, I think, is actually really beautiful, and it's one that I would definitely encourage a lot of you to take a chance on if you are looking to try a different fragrance category from Kringle. But you really need to be good with that tobacco leaf note because that is very prominent in this fragrance. I think they should have actually just called it tobacco leaf. There's some amber going on here as well, but you really have to like that tobacco. And it is a nice, sweet, leafy tobacco. So, but yeah, we're going to talk about all that here in a second. But if you have kind of steered clear of this one, I think it's one that's worth maybe adding to your cart in a daylight or wax melt format, just to be able to stick your nose in it and experience it, because it's really well done for what it is. So give it a chance. I also think these tobacco scents are kind of nice around the holidays as well. So I might be snagging another one of these to blend in with some of my Christmas candles. I don't know, I really like that sweet, tobacco note. I don't know what it is about it this year, but it's really capturing my attention. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and dig into it. If you wanna purchase this one, I will have it linked, I'll have Kringle Candle linked at the top of the description box. You can use my discount code Melanie15 at checkout and see if that saves you any more money. If the fall candles are still on sale by the time this video goes up, that 15% off probably won't apply. But yeah, it will apply to anything else that is full price in your cart that you happen to pop in there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dig into this amazing tobacco scent. Per usual, I'm gonna go ahead and start by reading the scent description, and then we'll go through the top, middle, and base notes before I tell you what I really smell in this one. All right, Rosewood and Vetiver. Crisp autumn air meets the warmth of smoldering amber in rosewood and vetiver, where dusky woods and golden florals intertwine like fading sunlight through crimson leaves. A touch of sweet fruit softens into rich tobacco leaf, wrapping the season in a scent both rugged and refined. The top notes here are amber and wood. The mid notes are floral and fruit. And at the base, once again, we have amber and then tobacco leaf. What's not listed in the notes at all is vetiver, which is kind of interesting because obviously the name here. I don't smell any vetiver in here, so that's fine. It's just kind of interesting that they put it in, you know, the name of the fragrance, but I don't actually smell it. So that's not to say that you won't, but it's definitely not listed here, and it's not coming across to my nose at all. If you already picked this one up, if you happen to get some vetiver from it, let us know in the comments down below if you do. But when I smell this fragrance, it really does come across as, I would say, probably kind of masculine. I have always equated that tobacco, either pipe tobacco or tobacco leaf, whether sweet or not, I've always associated that with more masculine fragrances, if that makes sense. So this does smell masculine to my nose, but really sophisticated, really elevated, like a fancy men's lounge. I don't what do they do in men's lounges? I don't know. I'm assuming they maybe drink whiskey and smoke cigars and talk about sports. I don't know, maybe they're talking about puppies. I have no idea, but yeah, it smells like something that a fancy gentleman would enjoy. So, all right, the top notes, amber and wood. The mid notes, floral and fruit. The base, amber and tobacco leaf. So this is prominently tobacco leaf, you guys. There is a lot of amber in here as well. The amber is obviously listed twice. It is that super warm, super like resinous, slightly sweet amber that we are so used to from Kringle at this point. Either Kringle got a really good deal on amber oil at some point in the recent past, or one of the perfumers there is just obsessed with amber because it's in so many of their fragrances. Honestly, I don't mind it at all. I love amber. I mean, I have several fragrances in my perfume collection that are just mostly amber, and I love them. I think it's such a beautiful, again, sophisticated, just interesting perfumey note, and it pairs really well with that tobacco wood here. Not tobacco wood, tobacco leaf. There is a woody note in this fragrance. I don't think that I have ever actually smelled rosewood, but I feel like maybe the sweetness that I'm getting from the wood in here, I feel like it does have just a little bit of rose almost in it. Not like it's like a full-on rose mixed with wood, but like wood that just has like this faint hint of rose in the background, mixed again with just woodiness, because it's wood, it's rosewood, obviously. So definite woodiness here, definite like hint of like a little tiny bit of rose, but not like you are sticking your nose into the actual flower, right? Like not like you're sticking your nose into a rose, but like you're smelling rose wood. There we go. Have you smelled rosewood before? I'm assuming it smells absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. I have looked it up. My husband does a lot of woodworking. He actually owns a wood miser, and so a lot of times on the weekends, especially in the fall, so we're coming up on mising season around here, but I like to go out to the farm with him and to help him process some of the wood, because it's so interesting to me how all these different woods smell as he's cutting them. Lake oak has a very distinct smell to it. Maple has a very distinct smell. Cedar does. There's mahogany, like there's cherry. Oh, cherry wood smells gorgeous, but we've never been lucky enough to have any rosewood. So anyway, I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but this is a great scent. It's definitely a little bit masculine. You are gonna have to enjoy that tobacco leaf note. It's very sweet. It's not like a cigar at all. It's not smoky in any kind of way. It's just tobacco leaf on its own. The amber is gorgeous. That little bit of that woodiness with that faint hint of rose in the background. I would say the only thing out of these actual fragrance notes here that I don't really detect or know where it's coming from is that fruit. It's not like I'm getting sweetness here from, say, like a strawberry or a raspberry or any other type of whatever sweet fruit, right? Like it's not a fruity sweetness. I think the sweetness honestly is just coming from that tobacco leaf. But this is a great scent. I really like this one, you guys. And definitely, if you have not tried it, like if you're willing to, if you're gonna place an order anyway, put either the wax melts or the daylight in your cart. I'm telling you, this is one of those where it's really kind of worth trying it in one of their smaller formats. It's not a ton of money, and it really will give you a sense of whether you could tolerate the tobacco in this one, because I know that that's not a fragrance note that everybody's going to be super excited about, and normally it's not something that I'm like, woo, let's go tobacco, absolutely. But you know, like this has been so nice. It's just, it's different, it's a little bit more unique, it's a little bit more masculine. It's definitely not a gourmand, I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's something different for fall for me, and I'm kind of enjoying that. The strength and the throw of this one have been fantastic. I'm now officially at the halfway point. I just lit this right before starting to film this video, so this is not completely pulled out. But yeah, I would say from start to this halfway point here, I have had this perform at a solid, I would say 7. I mean, it really does smell quite potent when you're burning it. It's strong enough to where, again, you're gonna wanna be mindful about what you're pairing it with. If you're burning something else in another part of the house, that's strong enough to meet up with this one. But yeah, the throw also, I would say probably about a 7. I don't know, I feel like this one maybe travels a little bit further. I think it's because my nose is a little more sensitive to the tobacco, so maybe I would actually give this one closer to an 8 in terms of throw, but the strength really isn't like overpowering. I think that that strength of about a 7 is probably the most that you would need from this one. Yeah, but it's great. It is something that is definitely noticeable. You're gonna know that you have this candle lit. You're gonna wanna make sure that if you're blending it with something that, you know, you pick maybe a fresher type of fragrance. I wouldn't pair it with a gourmand. It's not good with gourmands. I can tell you that. I tried it, not a great combination. But yeah, good performance in terms of strength and throw. Pretty typical for the Kringle 2-wick jars here. And lastly, let's address the burn quality. You can see here, nice clean burn. There's a little bit of wax residue on this one that's sticking to the side here, but it's not atrocious. You can see I'm starting to get that nice pool over on this side already. This one doesn't burn overly hot, but it does get a nice, I would say, 1+ wax pool. Typically I've been burning these around 4 to 5 hours at a time, and I have had no issues going that amount of time with this particular one. I trim the wicks ever so slightly between each burn. This is not a fragrance that forms huge mushroom tops, but you are gonna need to trim the wicks just ever so slightly, and then you're good to go. But yeah, you guys, this is 2 thumbs up for me. Not something that I was really expecting to enjoy as much as I have, but it's really pleasant. And at this point, I think that I would like a little bit more of it to have on hand for Christmas as well. I feel like this would pair really well with holiday tree fragrances. Let me know what you think about that. Do you ever use like tobacco scents around the holidays? I don't know. I feel like it kind of would read like Santa's, you know, pipe type of situation. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. But as far as I'm concerned, I really like this one. It will be a repurchase for me in the future. It's a lovely fragrance, and I think Kringle did a really good job. Yeah, I hope that we see a few more gourmands coming our way for fall. I'm still a gourmand girly at heart, but I am starting to enjoy a broader range of scents like this here. So I think it's worth giving it a chance, but don't worry, I'm not going to the dark side. I'm not gonna turn into the conceptual perfumey candle lover. Not yet anyway. Who knows what could happen 10 years from now, but as of right now, I'm still a gourmand girly, but I am really enjoying this one. So let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. I appreciate you guys being here. There's one more candle review coming before the end of the day, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you are new. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.